Live from our Kwacha studios in Blantyre, we bring you the latest edition of MBC News. With me, Kingsley Mtila, and my sign language interpreter is Tauson Kamalata. Our top stories. President Mutharika says he is deeply concerned with the conduct of some health personnel in the public health facilities that have been soliciting payments from patients as a condition of providing medical services. Minister of Trade, Industrialization, Business and Tourism pledges to work closely with the private sector in the country's industrialization drive. And Malawi Electoral Commission appeals to eligible voters in the forthcoming by-election to verify their names in the voters' register. Good evening and thank you for joining us. And now to our top story. His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, says he is deeply concerned that certain health personnel in her public health facilities have been soliciting payments from patients as a condition of providing medical services. Professor Mutharika has stated this in the Executive Order Number 1 of 2026. Extremely concerned to the President are media revelations that other health personnel have been advising patients to attend their private clinics in order to access better medical treatment. Professor Mutharika has since condemned the conduct as unlawful, unethical, and wholly unacceptable. The President further says it is an affront to the patient's constitutional right to access health services. In order to safeguard the constitutional rights of all citizens and restore integrity in the health sector, President Mutharika has ordered that no employee of a government hospital or any other public health facility shall solicit, demand or accept fees or monetary favors from patients as a condition for receiving health services, and any person found engaging in such malpractice shall be summarily dismissed from service and subjected to prosecution under the laws of Malawi. The President has further issued a restriction on private health interests which says no person employed by a public hospital or health facility shall own, operate or hold shares in a private health clinic or pharmacy. The President has ordered that any employee currently holding such ownership or shares must divest within 30 days from the date of this executive order. For failure to comply shall result in dismissal or further legal action as appropriate. Now, following the State of the Nation address delivered by the State President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika last week Friday, MBC has been conducting random interviews to hear people's views and reactions. Our reporter Charles Wahala went to the streets of Lilongwe and he now reports.
Random interviews conducted by MBC in selected urban and rural areas of Lilongwe have revealed that many people have welcomed the State of the Nation address with high expectations, particularly on the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, and agriculture, which have emerged as key areas of interest. Robert Nkugu from Area 23 has welcomed the upward adjustment of the Constituency Development Fund from 200 million kwacha to 5 billion kwacha. Nkugu says he is optimistic that the increased allocation will accelerate development in his constituency.
Okay, I can say that the horse owner is, I'm so impressed with the horse owner, because the President has talked about that he will build the three-store building from Blantyre, Lilongwe and Isuzu. That one, it will help, especially the vendors, instead of the congestion which is happening at especially for the street vendors, because city they are taking all their best to remove them on the street, but sometimes it seems that it is not.
Young Hwelim of Area 22 has also uploaded the President's State of the Nation address, describing it as inclusive. Elimu believes the enhanced CDF allocation will create more opportunities for young people to actively participate in development activities within their communities.
We are very grateful to the President for the State of the Nation address. It is very inclusive. especially the very fact that as youth we can access loans.
Meanwhile, Samson Sasala, a resident of Area 24 Ngwenya, says his focus is equally on CDF, expressing hope that this time around his area will see tangible and sustainable development.
From the SONA, I picked CDF because this will facilitate development in our Ngwenya area. We will be able to upgrade the road from ZBS to Msinje, where we have many undeveloped bridges. Our constituency will surely develop.
Charles Wahara, MBC News, Lilongwe.
In Mzuzu, people have described the state of the nation address as an indication that the previous 5 years was a wastage of time in developing the country. Musa Secheo went on the streets of Mzuzu and he now reports.
One of the Mzuzu-based educationalists, James Singini, who owns Success Private Secondary School, says with the growing demand for tertiary education, construction of Mombera University and technical colleges is a way to go.
As institutions that produce graduates from secondary school, we would want to see our students continuing, furthering their studies in universities. So the construction of Mombera University, and if it starts operating, it will ensure that more students who graduate from secondary school have access to higher education.
Other residents of the city also praised the president for spelling out his vision and commitment in improving lives of youths, women and people living with disabilities through loans.
That 100 million Malawi was loan to the youth, that is a very good idea. Very good one, very important one. If he may be a young man like me to have that opportunity to have that loan, I think it can help me because I can employ myself. I can also manage to employ my fellow youths that are there, maybe there that are just staying. And so doing that, I think we can make a good Malawi.
If they are trained in such skills, such as bricklaying, electrical installation, they will be able to stand on their own and to achieve their goals. And this will also improve the economy of this country.
We as women, we are just staying in the home just because that we don't have the money to start our small business. But the president has told us to give us money so that we can start the business.
Apart from a number of construction projects, other areas that people discuss are such as free secondary education, increase of beneficiaries of higher education loans, and others. Musa Secheo, MBC News, Mzuzu.
In Blantyre, our reporter Temba Male engaged students, youths, women and business people. A random survey shows that most residents are satisfied with the president's address.
As a student here at Mubas, the president delivered the SONA on Friday. He delivered a number of issues, but on education, the president said in his budget of 2026-2027 year, the president has increased the number of beneficiaries for those students, those needed students perhaps who benefited from higher education students loans board from 32,400 to 38,000, meaning to say a lot of students will benefit from this initiative, which will help needed students to afford university education.
My take on the SONA, which the president delivered on Friday, is that the increase of beneficiaries on loans board will help or give more opportunities of needed students who are not part of the program to have the opportunity to do education without financial stress that they had before.
The SONA that the President, Professor Arthur Biram Taliga, delivered speaks commitment and determination to turn the tables around. It is of grand significance to note that we are not doing okay economically as a country. So for saying that he's going to offer soft loans to the youth to start businesses through their respective constituencies, I see it as a hope And it is our wish that that has to happen so that maybe we can have something to depend on.
As the president said, he had the idea of commencing the 100 million to women as soft loans. So I must say this is really a great announcement because it gives hope. As say in Malawi, we have that idea that empowering women means empowering the whole nation economically because it all starts with women. So that idea of including those that are said that they are vulnerable, it is a very good idea because it will help to grow the nation economically.
I think it's very important. I think that statement is very timely because as you are aware, corruption is rampant in all the sectors. And the way APM has come this time around, it seems as if he's on a mission to make sure that things are intact, funds are not being looted. So it is essential that our funds are safeguarded because, the country is going through economic hardships. So if we close those gaps, it will enable that it will ensure that there's development and that the country will progress.
And communities in Mangochi have hailed President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika for his focus on critical issues of national interest such as transport infrastructure development. Owen Mavula has filed a report.
In his State of the Nation address during the opening of the second meeting of the 52nd session of Parliament and the 2026-2027 budget meeting, President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika outlined the national situation and plans on a sector-by-sector basis critical in restoring Malawi's lost glory.
As Speaker, sir, my government has introduced further measures targeted at economic recovery to reduce macroeconomic stability and stimulate growth.
In transport infrastructure, the Malawi leader said his administration will resume maintenance of roads across the country with immediate effect, saying government has reinstated the fuel automatic pricing mechanisms to ensure predictable flow of resources for road maintenance. In the 2026-2027 financial year, he said government will prioritize the rehabilitation of a number of roads, including the Mangochi Monkey Bay, Masasa Golomoti Monkey Bay turnoff, to ease transportation challenges. The news has excited many, including small-scale business operators as well as motorists in the Lakeshore district of Mangochi.
We applaud the President for considering this road in the State of the Nation address in Parliament. The road has a lot of potholes. It is in bad shape, as you can see. The people who use this road, I'm happy that the President has mentioned this road to be rehabilitated so that it is in good state.
This is a good development and we are happy. I believe that once the road is rehabilitated, it will be safe for travelers and this will give us business.
Also commenting on the development is Senior Chief Nankumba. According to the Senior Chief, the condition of Mangochi Monkey Bay Golomot Road is in bad shape, almost impassable, due to deep potholes, adding that this has significantly impacted travel for both business and leisure.
I'm very grateful to the President for considering the rehabilitation of Masasa Golomoti to Monkey Bay via Mangochi Boma. It is in poor state. This road is important for tourism, fishing communities, and agricultural produce in the district. A lot of people rely on these roads to access markets for their produce.
Apart from the transport infrastructure, the Senior Chief also commended President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika for making a significant impact on food and agriculture, noting that his administration has achieved steady flow of maize in markets, with prices now reporting below 50,000 kwacha per 50 kilogram. President Mutharika delivered the SONA under the theme, The Path to Economic Recovery, delivering a people-centered development. Owen Mavula, MBC, Mangochi.
You're watching MBC News live from our Kwacha studios in Blantyre. A reminder of our top stories. President Mutharika says he is deeply concerned with the conduct of some health personnel in the public health facilities that have been soliciting payments from patients as a condition of providing medical services. Minister of Trade, Industrialization, Business and Tourism pledges to work closely with the private sector in the country's industrialization drive. And Malawi Electoral Commission appeals to eligible voters in the forthcoming by-election to verify their names in the voters' register. Welcome back. This is MBC News with me, Kingsley Mtila, and Tauson Kamalata, our sign language interpreter. Now, Minister of Homeland Security has assured Malawians of tight security as law enforcers are on the ground to find kidnappers of Crossroads Managing Director Samia Sakren. Minister responsible Peter Mukito said this in Parliament on Tuesday when responding to questions from parliamentarians pertaining to the status of the abduction case. Details in this report by Austin Fukula.
When parliamentarians met on Tuesday, there were questions forwarded to various ministries, Transport and Public Works, Health and Sanitation, and Homeland Security for oral replies. Some were curious to know the status of Samia Sakren, who was kidnapped almost 2 weeks ago. Minister of Homeland Security, Peter Mukito, was quick to mention that police have been giving updates and are working with the victims' relations to find the culprits involved in the kidnapping. Mukito said government is deploying all legally available resources to solve the issue.
The police have been updating the nation. I think just about last week they issued a statement giving an update on that. But I think much as we are all anxious to know about the update, I think we also need again to consider the trauma which the family and the victim are going through. And at the same time, we are also mindful as a police service to make sure that the information which you give to the public is so accurate. But at the same time, we should not also threaten members of the public. Suffice to say that let Malawians be assured that we are on top of the investigations. And the clues are there. And when we make a breakthrough, the nation will be informed.
On issues of houses for security agencies, the minister says the construction project was stalled as contractors were not receiving their payments, but government has resolved this problem. Later, on Tuesday afternoon, parliamentarians continued to commend the State of Nation address that President Professor Mutharika delivered in the August House. One such member was Rumpi West constituency, Yona Dadawisan Kandawire, who commended President Professor Peter Mutharika for introducing free secondary education, saying most learners have now returned to school. MP for Mulanje West, Patricia Kariati, has also commended President Mutharika's SONA, saying it has addressed issues of hunger and fuel scarcity the country has been grappling with.
We're going to have industrialization in the country. The youth are going to be empowered as well. The youth are going to be employed as well. And when you categorize the districts to whatever they are going to grow as we're empowering the economy of the country, and even looking into the policy of agriculture. You know, today the one who is in poultry is the one who is selling also feeds for poultry. So we need to be sharing the cake. Let the people be producing feeds for poultry, and let those who are keeping poultry, they've got to buy from the local farmers.
The House has since adjourned to Wednesday afternoon, when members of Parliament will continue debating on the State of Nation address. Austin Fukula, MBC News, Lilongwe.
In business news, the Minister of Trade, Industrialization, Business and Tourism, Simon Itaye, has pledged to work closely with the private sector in the country's industrialization drive. Itaye was speaking in Blantyre during a business meeting between the private sector from India and Malawi. Justin Nkweo has more in this report.
Itaye said the private sector remains a crucial partner in the country's industrial growth. He added that for this reason, they will utilize the good working relationship they have with the Malawi Confederation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, MCCCI, to ensure the private sector is provided with a conducive environment.
What we're trying to do is to collaborate more and coordinate more with the Chamber of Commerce, because we do believe that the Chamber of Commerce represents a pool of suppliers, a pool of farmers, and so on and so forth. And we are saying to ourselves, let's work with the Chamber of Commerce to ensure that we can promote our trade and at the same time look how we can aggregate products for exports.
MCCCI President Wisely Piri said the words by the minister are encouraging and the private sector looks forward to action. He asked for more inclusion and consultation between government and the private sector before policies are formulated or implemented.
It's a good country to invest in. And all these investors, when we sit down with them, they look up to Malawi because we're stable. We're a country, like we're saying, we're an agricultural nation. Then you've got India that is looking at a lot of these sesames, pigeon peas that we can easily grow from Malawi. And looking at the way we've been stable, no political violence and all that, it's a country where people don't invest in. But there are some other things that we need to work on, like I've mentioned.
The Indian investors were in the company of the Indian High Commissioner to Malawi, Imraram Gujar. Gujar advised the businesses to look beyond profit-making in their businesses and focus on developing each other's economy.
So I am very glad that at least 6-7 companies came from India to explore the business potential in Malawi in these sectors: agriculture, fertilizer sector, and fintech sector, and transport and infrastructure sector, and of course trading. So I requested my Indian delegates that please look at Malawi not as a trading partner. Just look beyond the trading to just do manufacturing in Malawi.
Industrialization is among the 3 pillars of the Malawi 2063 agenda, while private sector dynamism is among the enablers. Justin Nkweu, MBC News, Blantyre.
The Malawi Electoral Commission (MEC) has urged eligible voters in Blantyre West to verify their names in the voters' register ahead of the forthcoming by-elections scheduled for 17 March. The verification exercise is taking place from 17 to 18 February at designated centers within the constituency. MEC Commissioner Emmanuel Fabiano met the call at Andiseni Primary School during a supervision visit to monitor the progress of the exercise. The by-election in Blantyre West follows the death of one of the contestants in the 16 September 2025 general elections.
Elections in general are very important because that's the time when voters are given the opportunity to express their right and responsibility to choose the people that should lead them as councillors or as members of parliament. And this opportunity comes once in a while, effectively once every 5 years, unless something happens and we have to have a by-election. It's once every 5 years. It's not an opportunity that comes and you ignore, because if you ignore, it means you have to wait for 10 years before you can express your right and responsibility as a voter. In terms of political parties, as well as the candidates, it is also their responsibility to encourage their people, that's voters, to go and verify their names in the voters register. Because we don't want on the voting day, on the polling day, people to say, no, I didn't find my name. This is the time to cross-check that their name is indeed in the voters register.
And in Mzuzu, Malawi Electoral Commission Commissioner Hare Kanjewe says it is hopeful that the by-election scheduled for 17 March at Luinga Ward will be conducted smoothly. Kanjewe made the remarks after visiting some registration centers to appreciate the progress of the voter verification process in Luinga Ward. We have a report by Chisomo Manda.
As required by law, the by-election in Luinga Ward is being conducted following the death of one of the aspirants in the 16 September 2025 elections, who died before polling day. Speaking after visiting some centers currently conducting the 2-day voter verification exercise, one of the MEC commissioners, Hale Kanjewe, said the low turnout is understandable, considering that only 297 voters recently registered, while others are expected to verify their names using the mobile verification platform. Kanjewe added that about 7,035 voters had already verified their details during the 2025 verification exercise.
We are so far doing good. We are mostly expecting that the people will be coming today and tomorrow. It has started very slow, but we are hoping that by afternoon or later in the day or from tomorrow morning, the people will start coming in big numbers. But don't forget, we also have an online platform, star 2509 hash, which people can also verify their names if they are in the register. So we are hoping that some of them are verifying using that platform.
During the visit, it was also observed that party monitors were not present at the centers at the time the Mayor Commissioner was conducting his inspection. Somanda, MBC News, Nzuzu.
And in sports, the newly commissioned board for the Malawi National Council of Sports says it is impressed with how the head office is executing its duties. The board's chairperson, Jim Kalua, said this after touring some of the Southern Region offices and facilities, including Blantyre Sports Arena and the construction of a BAT Stadium. Kalua said the board will engage the corporate world and the responsible ministry to work on commercializing some of the council's sections.
We are very impressed. That is, most of the things are in a good state, unlike what we saw in Longwe. Yeah, but coming to BAT, there are some issues here and there that is to do with the designs and the like, but that will be sorted out. That is with the management, the ministry, and the board. And coming here, we have also seen that is some few problems which they will need our attention. That is at our level, but and also that is at the minister's level. And the indoor facility, we have seen a lot of activities there, but we just need that is to do some expansions. That is capacity. Once we have capacity, then we should be able to develop sports. What we saw in Longway, there are some recommendations which we need that is immediate attention from the executive management, some from that is at board level, and some at minister level. But while we're waiting, more especially that is waiting for some for the government. You know, there are a lot of processes as well. But we need to start as a council that is engage the corporates and the like. That is key. There's no substitute that is in as far as that is making sure that we have got partnerships. We have got we are working that is on the issue of commercialization that is in a bigger way. And the director of infrastructure planning and marketing, he's a guy who has been in the corporate world for so long, and with the expertise from some of us, we should be able to achieve something. There's a lot of goodwill.
And that's the news for now. A recap of our top stories before we leave. President Mutharika says he is deeply concerned with the conduct of some health personnel in the public health facilities that have been soliciting payments from patients as a condition of providing medical services. Minister of Trade, Industrialization, Business and Tourism pledges to work closely with the private sector in the country's industrialization drive. And Malawi Electoral Commission appeals to eligible voters in the forthcoming by-election to verify their names in the voters' register. You can keep up to date with our news coverage on our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screens. On behalf of the News and Current Affairs Department, my name is Kingsley Mtila and my sign language interpreter was Tauson Kamalata. Thanks for watching and bye-bye for now.